Hey guys, it's the Zach Droid and welcome to my first update video. I'm really excited for this video because this is none other than the Minecraft Nether update. You heard me right, it's finally out. Well, not really, this is a snapshot of it and I am really excited to show you what it's about. So, as you can see in the top left corner, I am on the Snapshot 20w06a, and to make the video shorter, I have set up some command blocks just to help me show you the new biomes and features. First thing I'd like to point out is that the original nether biome has now been renamed. So this is now a nether waste biome. So this biome is literally the same, but it kind of indicates that something has happened here in the past, but it's no longer being used, and I kind of like that. Nether now has a bit more lore, especially with the new mobs and new ores, and this is really interesting. So, seeing that I spawned in one, I didn't actually have a command block for it, but I just noted that this one is bigger. Here we have a new biome called a, whoa, that is big, a crimson forest, and in the changelog, 4 forests are found in the Nether, obviously, and they are the strangest biome, but they're also the least hostile biome in the Nether. And I really like that because the Nether is a fairly hostile place, but as you can see, no mobs but Endermen spawn here. Now, something that has been pointed out by a lot of YouTubers, and I have noticed as well, is the fact that there's a lot of Endermen here. Now, seeing that they are neutral mobs, it does count as this being the least hostile biome in possibly the whole game, actually, because literally no mobs but them spawn here. But I don't think this many Endermen are meant to be here, because obviously this is the Nether, not the end. That there aren't any mobs around increased the spawn rates for Endermen because mobs spawn more frequently when less mobs are around. So that's what I feel like has happened here. And as you can see, there's a lot of new blocks and vegetation, you could say, around here. So the floor is made out of a mixture of netherrack and a new block called warped nylon. So nylon is the new name for the nether version of grass. And as you can see here, we have warp blocks, which is a very odd thing to say, but it's basically the warped version of nether warp blocks, which is what you see here instead of leaves on these trees. The logs, you could say, are called warp stems, and they are really cool. You can, as you would expect, you can use an axe to debark them, and you get a really nice blue. You can also use these to craft them into planks, sticks, and even tools like a sword. And I feel like the fact that now there's more colors of wood means that there should be a new color for every kind of wood you use to make a sword. This makes life so much easier when you're out in the nether and you die from something. Beds still explode in the nether, so don't even try sleeping here, please. But going back to the main area, here is another command block that will teleport me to another. Oh no, okay. I do not know why I almost died. So, as you can see, why did I put myself in survival? So here we are in the Crimson Forest, and as you can see, the floor is made of a mixture of Crimson Nylon, nether warp blocks, and actual netherrack, which I think is cool. These two blocks work really well together, and I also want to demonstrate what happens when you bone meal netherrack that is adjacent to a nylon block. It actually spreads. Now, this doesn't spread naturally as far as I can tell. Maybe that is subject to change, but for now, this is how it is. So I think that's pretty cool. And here you can see that we also have trees. So crimson stems are used here. And something I really like about crimson stems is that they're not actually crimson, they're purple now. Purple is one of my favorite colors. And this is now my favorite wood type. Like, that looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I'm really excited to use this in my build. There's obviously some shrubs around here, so like there's weeping vines that are like vines. You can't actually climb with them yet. I'm not sure if you ever will be able to, but if you can, that's pretty cool. We have crimson roots, and there's obviously warped roots as well. And just a few shrubs around, as well as, if I can find them, crimson fungi. And we also have warped fungi, which is pretty cool. And what happens if you bone meal these is that they grow a tree, similar to how mushrooms work. Now, something I didn't mention earlier, but we also have a new light source called shroom lights. Now, these are used to light stuff up, obviously. They have a light level of 14, so they are as good as sea lanterns, which is really cool. And they can be generated by just generating these trees using bone meal and fungi. Now, these fungi can grow on dirt, so let me show you that now. You can place them on dirt, which I think is really cool, though I'm not sure if that's gonna stay. And you can just do a lot of stuff with it, so you can basically generate more of these trees in the overworld, which is really cool. The next biome is the Soul Sand Valley biome. Now, this biome is really interesting because it's a barren biome, but this has a few cool features. Like, right now, nothing has happened for some reason, but you will notice that this biome has a lot of skeletons and ghosts spawning around it, and Endermen as well, because Endermen spawn everywhere for some reason. And this biome is really interesting because obviously you have soul sand, so now you have a better place to supply yourself with soul sand than the bottom of the world. And you also have a new block called soul soil. So as you can see here, soul soil burns blue. So this is an eternal flame, which is really cool. And if you light it with a flint and steel, as I will now, as you will see now, you can light it and the flame will last forever. Something cool to point out is how soul soil doesn't actually slow you down. I feel like it does slow you down, but not as much as soul sand. I feel like it slows you down, but in a very small way. You would barely notice. There's also some fossils here, so this is very useful for people playing in peaceful modes. Then they have a more reliable source of bone meal. And a new block has been added called Basalt. Now, this currently has no features, but you can find this in soul sand biomes stretching up from the bottom of the biome to the top of it. Seeing that basalt is used for construction purposes in real life, I feel like this could be crafted into other materials like basalt bricks and other stuff to help builders in Minecraft. Let's go back to the main area. Here we go. Now, something I'd like to point out is that Nether fortresses have not been updated yet, so everything is the same for now, except for depending on which biome you're in, the mist will be different. Now, something pretty cool that Minecraft has added, which is a shocker for everyone, is a replacement for diamonds. So basically, you'd go out mining in the Nether like people have always done. Don't judge me, okay? And we can find this in the lower depths of the Nether. Now, as of now, we haven't been told exactly where, but YouTubers have found this at around Y20 to Y7. So you would expect to find it pretty deep in the world, probably around the lava pool depth, which is pretty deep and pretty risky, but this is the Nether we're talking about, and it wouldn't be worth this much if it wasn't as hard to find. So you just put it in a furnace or a blast furnace, which is quicker. That's also a common misconception. Blast furnaces aren't the only thing that work with this, it's just that it's faster. These were added in 1.14, by the way. I don't know if many people use them, but apparently a lot of people don't, so I'll just like to point that out. And when you have 4 netherite scrap, which is the output of a furnace when you put ancient debris in, and 4 gold ingots in any position in a crafting table, you get this, a netherite ingot. Now, this is the most precious item in the game as of now, apart from dragon eggs, because obviously dragon eggs are one of a kind. So what you can do with this is that you can use netherite ingots to craft netherite stuff. So here I'm crafting a netherite sword, for example. Now, something I'd like to point out is that enchanted swords made of diamonds. So if I just get myself another diamond sword, and slash enchant at p aqua affinity. Never mind. Of arthropods, for example, and I put it in a crafting table with a netherite, I don't actually get an enchanted netherite sword back. So that's a bug, I think. But what we'll do is we'll show you what other stuff there is. There's basically a netherite alternative for everything in the game, and the cool thing is that this material not only is rarer than diamonds, it's also faster than diamonds, as you can see. Oh, I'm creative. Never mind. But it's slightly faster than diamond, and it has a whopping durability of over 2000. So that's for the tools, obviously. Now, the armor pieces depend on which armor piece they are. So something like a chestplate would have higher durability than something like boots. But they have a higher durability than diamond, and it's really cool. They're also really powerful, and an added bonus to the armor is the fact that they have extra knockback resistance, which is a new feature, which I feel will link in very well with the upcoming combat updates. As we can see, obviously, these have a higher attack damage, and axes have now reached 10 attack damage, which is crazy. But seeing that the upcoming combat update has reduced the attack damage that different tools give, it only makes sense that netherite has been added because it is now at diamond's level. Something cool that you can do is that using 9 netherite, you can actually craft a block of netherite. Now, this is a really cool looking block because it has a really nice texture, and I feel like it's a very nice texture compared to the other metal textures. And it also makes a very interesting sound when placed and broken, so that's really cool. And something else I'd like to point out is a bug with the hoglins, and that is that they don't actually kill you if you are in survival. So if I do that real quick, I will now hit one. These guys are meant to chase you, I believe, from when you actually see them, or when they actually see you, rather. But even if you hit them, they don't actually do anything. So now I'll just use my netherite sword. And as you can see, this one dropped rotten flesh. Now that's not meant to happen. I feel like we forgot to change that. But we are only in a snapshot, so it's only fair. So I'm going to kill those real quick and go back into game mode survival. I meant creative. And lastly, the new feature they've added is a command called the locate biome command. Now, there used to be a command called the locate command, which was used to locate structures, and that is what I used here to find that. But the locate biome command is really useful because it allows you to find different biomes, not structures. So you can just find everything. But obviously, if you're in a dimension that doesn't have said biome, you won't actually be able to go to said biome. And you also need to be within a reasonable distance. What I think this means is that you need to have loaded an area with this biome, and then it will actually go to it. And that is pretty much it. As you can see, this netherite armor looks pretty cool. I haven't shown that yet. But this is it for this video. I'm hoping that you've liked it. Please let me know down in the comments below what you're excited to see in this update, what you want the piglins to be like when they finally get added. And please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.